What are you thankful for in this Thanksgiving season? Let's talk about that on today's 10-Minute Talk. Hey everybody, my name is Pastor Jay Wentworth, and I am the lead pastor here at Spirit Alive Wesleyan Church in Yakima, Washington, and welcome to today's 10-Minute Talk. And you know, it almost feels like a mandate that as a pastor you have to do a giving thanks type thing around Thanksgiving. And you know what? I agree. I am big on giving thanks. I am big on being thankful. And I think that's super important. So before you close this message, because you're like, I've heard all this before, that means maybe we need to, even that attitude in itself maybe means we need to examine our attitude of thankfulness. Because I know I'm thankful for every YouTube creator that creates things in the name of Jesus that I can learn from, that I can listen to. And even if it's a subject I've heard before, what I find is God always gives me something new to learn. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel, share this video, hit that bell, like this video, do all that stuff. And I am super thankful for all of you who do that. So we're going to move into Psalm 100, 1 through 5, which is a psalm about giving thanks. In fact, that's literally what it says as a title. So let's read that here. It says, a psalm for giving thanks. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name, for the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations. So there's a lot to unpack there, but I really want to break down the basics. Okay? The idea of coming into his presence with singing and with praise and serving with gladness. And I want us to think through our lives, because this isn't just about coming to church. That's part of it, but it's about your whole life, because you're in his presence when you pray. You are in his presence when you're on your way to work. You are always in his presence, especially if you are a believer. You are always in his presence. And so that means we are supposed to carry that attitude of praise and worship and that attitude of gladness with us at all times. Now, does that mean everything's going to be great? No. And does that mean we shouldn't lament? No, I don't think it means that either. But I think that we always have to have as kind of a foundation of our being this presence of joy, this presence of thanksgiving that we seem to lack as a culture. When we get down in the dumps about how life is going, about how things are so difficult for us, we tend to focus on the negative, and we are actually trained by humans, by humanity, by ourselves, to focus on the negative. And so I encourage you as much as possible to do your best to remember the things the Lord has done for you, and the things he is doing for you, and the things he will do for you. And I don't want you to do it by comparing how our life is in America to how life is in other countries or life is for other people. I don't want you to do that, because the Bible tells us not to compare with others in that way. What I want you to do is just think through your life and remember that you are still breathing, and remember that you have friends, that you have family, that you have maybe a job. And if you don't have a job, you've had a job, and maybe you're looking for a job. Well, if you approach that with a negative thought process, then odds are you're not focusing on the presence of the Lord and having gladness. And I want you to think about enter his gates with thanksgiving. So as you go into his presence to pray, even if you're praying about something hard, remember to be thankful. Remember all the things you have, because I don't really know many people who don't have a lot to be thankful for. Now, I know that we have homeless people in our community. We have people who are struggling emotionally and mentally. And guess what? I have talked to some of them, and some of them have a more thankful attitude than we do. And friends, that's saying something. In fact, I want to tell you a little story about a lady I met in Guatemala, and you may have heard this story from me before. But this older woman, she must have been in her late 80s, early 90s. Her family had left for America and left her behind because she couldn't move fast enough. Okay, so the people who loved her, apparently, left her behind to go to America. And we met her, we took her some food, and she was living in this 3-walled little hut made of cinder blocks. The roof was aluminum sheets, and she had a pet chicken, and she had a fire pit. Okay, that was literally all she owned, and she had to walk 1.5 miles, friends, to go to the bathroom. Okay, to wash up at a local restaurant that let her use their bathroom. And this woman was so filled with joy and was so thankful for her chicken and her fire pit and her little shanty, her hut, and the fact that she even had a bathroom to use. She was so grateful for these things, friends. And I thought to myself, that is the example of the joy of the Lord, entering his gates with thanksgiving. And she was a believer. And she remembered that she has a life that she's been given by the Lord, and there's no reason for her to be negative or to doubt that. So friends, as you approach this week and you struggle with things in your family and things with your friends and things in your personal life, and I'm not downplaying those things. That's not what I'm saying. Just remember, as you ask God for those things, be thankful for the things he's already given you answers to, for the prayers he's already brought answers to, for the things you've conquered, for the things you've gotten through, for the things you continue to work towards. Remember to be thankful for all the opportunities you have. Even when they don't pan out, it's still an opportunity to be thankful. And remember, and I think this is super important, to be thankful for people in your life. People who make a difference for you, people who encourage you, who lift you up. Remember to be thankful for those people because God put those people in your lives. And I know this is just a general thing today, but I am so thankful, as it says at the end of this psalm, for God's steadfast love that never dies, and his faithfulness to all generations. Where would we be without him? I have no idea, but I know I don't want to know. So friends, be thankful this week. And just so you know, there will be no 10-minute talk next week as I will be preparing to travel out of state. But happy Thanksgiving. And we will see you on December 9th with another 10-minute talk. Have a good Thanksgiving. Have a blessed one. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.